humans left, there will be no one to fight. A true monopoly.
Mr. Howard, huge fan. I'm Henry, but everyone calls me Hank. Wow.
Your father has been around for a very long time. Part of an organization that thought they had the answers to all the world's problems.
And that scene where you shoot Joey Toro in the face? Feo fuerte y formal.
This is our chance to make war obsolete. Because in our current societal configuration, which took shape without intentional guidance, we have friction, we have conflict, and we have war. And war, well, war never changes.
I hate to be that guy, but you think you could give me an autograph?
He never told you where he's really from, when he's from. He never told your mother either.
What do you know about my mother?
She was like you. She was kind. It was a ridiculous idea, in that she should tell no one.
Lucy, let's go.
And that's when she realized that her husband, the overseer, was hiding things.
Lucy, let's go. Let's get out of here.
So she ran away. Like you did, Lucy. And took her children. And she found this wonderful city that was everything the Vaults had promised.
She is lying.
But then her husband came after her. And when she decided not to return home, he took the children and he burned that city to the ground. Shady Sands.
She's lying, Lucy.
That's how Vault-Tec deals with competition, just like they did 200 years ago. Lucy, what you brought me is cold future.
Bud here has an idea for 3 interconnected vaults. But we need more ideas. We need your ideas. Because it was the spirit of competition that made our companies great. And I propose we bring that same spirit of competition to our solution. We have over 100 vaults spread across America. Enough for each of you to claim several, where you can play out your own ideas for how to create the perfect conditions for humanity, whatever you want to do. No one needs to know. And may the best idea win.
We could intentionally overcrowd a vault so people have to compete to survive inside it.
We have been developing a robot that delivers milk to the front door. It's quite intelligent. I would like to see a vault governed by it.
What about using a vault to develop a super mutant soldier, using illegal immigrants?
We could pump psychotropic drugs into the air supply.
We could separate parents and children, and only the smartest kids reach adulthood.
It's a fun idea. There's a lot of earning potential with the end of the world. But we're talking about making a significant investment based on a hypothetical. How can you guarantee results?
By dropping the bomb ourselves.
Shalom, shalom. First of all, I must want to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Korash. Give double honors to the apostle of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. I'll give a mighty shalom to all the Akim and Aqua saying rooted in this faith. This is the brother Iowa from the Gary branch of Great Millstone. Coming back at it again with another video. Lord willing, this is edifying. Bear with me, I am a little underneath the weather, but so what I'm going into today is this TV show called Fallout. And the whole concept of Fallout is pretty much trying to survive in bunkers, basically after a nuclear war. But in episode 8, because they start the series backwards, they say the end is from the beginning and the beginning is at the end. So in episode 8, they explained what was the concept of actual Fallout and how did it happen. But what it really showed was all of these nations and that great tumult, that council that they come upon to understand on how to destroy pretty much Israel. And then they're pretty much breaking down the concept of we'll drop the nukes. And then we'll go into these vaults and wait it out. And we're going to come back like a phoenix through the ashes. So this is the same thing that they're thinking about doing now. You see around the world, they're doing all of these great wars and rumors of wars. But then they have to realize that this is all controlled. It's order out of chaos. Yes, they're going to be building up all these things, but what is their major plan? That they're going to go into these vaults, hide their face from the Lord, and just wait it out. Because that's like they said in the thing. What is the ultimate thing? Time. Time is something that nobody can control but the Lord. So if I can out-survive you, you're going to eventually die throughout time. So that's their whole thing, and that was their whole thought process. And that's what the TV show was showing. Pretty much you had the vault dwellers, which is pretty much the rich, those that had the money to afford, those that they believe were going to be an asset to the future world to come. And they were breaking these different things down. So I just have a few different scriptures I want to go into. Pretty much. Let's go to Psalms first. I'm going to go through 83 because this is what the first thing that came to my mind. It says Psalms 83 and 2. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they hated thee. They have lifted up thy head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. So they come together and they devise these crafty schemes on how to pretty much further their rulership and pretty much keep us down at the bottom or actually want to get rid of us. That's the whole thing. They want to get rid of us because if they get rid of us, there is no way that they'll lose their rulership. Right? So it says, they have come and they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. So they have all came together and made an alliance saying, okay, in order to continue our heaven, we have to get rid of them. So let's call a truce. Let's work together at keeping them down. And if you have noticed, all nations has had a turn with Israel, right? So now we're in that time now where Israel's waking up. So their next plan is, okay, at this point, boom, we're going to bomb this place. But the way they're making it seem is nation against nation, right? But at the end of the day, we know it's the elites that control it all. And it showed that in the clip I put. If you go watch the actual episode, because I wasn't able to put the full clip, it shows that when they were all arguing like they typically do, that it was one man above in the shadows that controlled it all, and he had gave that that notion to the woman to, hey, get them together and tell them what my plan is, right? So yes, you may see these leaders, but you have to realize that they're being controlled. They're just puppets. They're controlled by the real elites. The ones that are behind the scene, the ones that you will never know about. Right? And when you go down, it tells you all the Edomites, the Ishmaelites, the Moabites, all of these different nations that have come against us. Right? But also in that scene, it showed them doing what? It says, she has said through our competition with each other, we have become great. Let us use one of each other again, but this way let's work together to become even greater. So it shows that They have no actual camaraderie. They're not really allies. They're just all playing that face, poker face, to really further their own rulership. They're not really working together. They're just working together for the now, because at the end they're going to try to be in charge. You have to realize that they don't want to be in. They want that mindset of I'm the ruler, I'm the Lord, this, that, and the third. And that was another thing that came up. They said buds. It was pretty much you making yourself one with the beast. You're taking that jab, right? You know what I mean? That Mr. Dorito. And he wanted you to he wanted to make you in his image. He said that. He said a world without wars. He said, what are we gonna do? We're gonna make you mix with the perfect breeding gen pop. Taking the best people out of the regular society and mixing it with his seed, mingling it with his seed, his genetic seed, right? Genetically modified at that. Because the person that they showed as a father, he wasn't real. He was cooked up in a lab. So these type of things you have to realize is what's really going on behind the scenes, right? It says Psalms 2:1. It says, why do the heathens rage and imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointing, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. So the first main point is, why do the heathens rage and imagine a vain thing? Because they believe that once this whole little nuclear stuff comes down, that they're going to be in charge. That's what they're fighting for. Who's going to be the next powerhouse? Who's going to be the next one to rule? But it already have told us that the end of Esau is the beginning of Jacob. Is it not? So that's why they imagine a vain thing, because it's not to come. It's like it says, a futile plan, a waste of their time, because it's not going to happen. So that's the same thing they were showing in the scene. They've been wasting their time trying to pretty much devise all these crafty things, but at the end of the day, what is writ to be is going to happen, right? Another scripture that had came in mind when I seen this, I think it's it says, matter of fact, I want to start at 14. It says, Revelation 6:14, the heavens departed as a scroll when it rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of place. So that's that mushroom cloud. It sucks everything in, and it lets everything back out. That's that mushroom cloud, that nuke. In verse 15, it says, and the kings of the earth, and the great man, and the rich man, and the chief captains, and the mighty man, and every bondman, and every free man hid themselves in the dens of the rocks of the mountains. And that's what was going on in that TV show. That was their plan. They built these vaults across all the worlds, all these bunkers, the same way you see now. You see, they might not show you on big TV, but if you do your research, they've been building these bunkers for a while now. And what do they keep dropping? They're dropping all of these movies where it's about, you have Civil War that just came out. You got Leave the World Behind. You got Don't Look Up. You got, what is that other one? Refugee, American Refugee. All of these different movies are showing you that the world is coming to an end. You're going to have a society collapse, and that you're going to have these people run into bunkers to try to hide themselves, right? It shows you in so many different movies that they're going to try to escape judgment and leave everybody else here to die. It says, and every bondman, every freeman hid themselves in a den, and the rocks of the mountain is said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. So they know what they've been doing, and they know they have a great judgment coming their way. So what are they going to try? They're going to try to run. They're going to try to run like the vagabond and thief they are. They're always trying to run away from judgment. That's all they've been doing since they was in a lot of Canaan. Or Cain. All right? These are the things you have to realize, Israel. There's nothing new underneath the sun. The Lord has destroyed this place many times, but there hasn't had no destruction like this one's to come. We've seen the flood with Noah. We've seen fire, brimstone, but he didn't do it to the whole place. He only did it to Sodom and Gomorrah with Lot. But what was the judgment because of? It was because of their wickedness and their fornication and all these different things that were going on. And this is the greatest set of it. This is newborn Egypt. the daughter of Babylon, the great whore, right? The land of the free. Free of what? Free of the Lord's commandments. Free to sin. Free to do what you want to do. Free to be thy will spirit. And what did that spirit bring you? Death. Sin. You have to realize that, Israel. So we shouldn't be following after these people, because following after them is like you're following the path to death. Did it not say in Matthew 7 that broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there that be that find it? Let me see. Let's get that. Let's get that. Let's get that. Shalaki, that double cut my video. So I'm going to continue on from which I ended, all right? Because we're going into that Matthew 7 based off following after them. And what does it bring? Did it not say that if the blind lead the blind, they both shall fall into the ditch? Did not the Lord say the deceived and the deceiver are both mine? So all of this thing, it's literally going to lead you to one way. It says Matthew 7:13, enter ye in at the straight gate, for which is the gate, and broad is the way that leads to destruction, and many there be that go thereat. So there's many different ways to that one path, man. Many different avenues, but it all leads to that same way, that big sea of fire. But then in verse 14 it says, because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which lead into life, and few there be that find it. So it's easier to find destruction than it is to find that way that leads into life, man. All right. So we shouldn't be following after these heathens. Did it not say, come up out of her so you partaking out of her plagues? Pretty much the Lord is giving you that he's reaching out his hand saying, hey, I'm finna destroy this place, so come with me and let me tell you how to get right so you can be saved from it. But what does Israel do? Nah, I'm cool, bro. I like it here. I can add sin upon sin. I got my little shack of a crib. I got my little cheap toy car. I got bitches. I got weed. I'm cool, man. But this isn't living, Israel. You are a king. You're supposed to be at the top, real rulership. But you're okay with being at the bottom? Having to work 12-hour to 16-hour shifts every day? Having a slave? Having to barely make ends meet? This ain't life. This ain't living. This is grief, my man. This is death. I don't want this no more. I want better for us. Me personally, I want better. Do you? But if you want better, you got to do better. Right? Lead by example, man. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to practice these righteous things so the Lord can see that, okay, they want better. So with them, I'm going to start my new foundation with them. They're going to be the pillars of my kingdom. That's what we want. Right? So, with that, Lord willing, this video is edifying. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rikakwadash, the Bonus Apostle Great Millstone once again, man. Truly, they taught us all of this, man. They were the front runners. They paved it, man. That's why Habakkuk says, make it plain upon tables for him that readeth may run. They did that. They made it plain. All these different videos out there now, to pretty much breaking down these prophecies, what's to come. It's easy for you to take it, eat it up, run. Right? So you got to give them reverence, man. Truly. It's because of them. It's also because of the Lord, but it's also because of them, man. He put it in them in order to go. They didn't have what we had. They didn't have the internet. They didn't have all this, the access to YouTube. They had to go to the library and really do this research, man. So you gotta give them all praise, man. Right? I want to give a mighty shout out to all the Aquas and rooting this faith. Because not everybody can stay rooting this faith, man. Not everybody's building their house upon that rock. There's some people out here building their house upon sand. They're going to get washed away. But those that are building their house upon rock, you understand that this is it's not, I'm not going to say it's a hard walk, because it is a hard walk, having to fight the flesh every day. But it's actually very simple. It's just hard because of the bodies that we are in, right? The Lord's ways aren't grievous to us. It's very simple, man. They're actually beneficial to us. So continue to do what's right, man. Continue to fight. Continue to tend to the plow. Continue to stand upon thy watch. Because in the end, it will play off, man. The Lord is not one to forget thy righteous deeds, righteous acts, man. He's gonna remember that. He's gonna your name is be great that your name is written in the book, Lord willing, roughly paraphrasing. All right. So with that, shalom, man.